There have been reports in the media that Coach Eric Chelle is already preparing for the games that are coming up in May. Of course, we're playing Ghana, we're playing one of Trinidad and Tobago, or Jamaica, and he has been reportedly making the rounds in Europe, going to watch certain players, going to maybe potentially talk to certain players, some foreign, born Nigerians, and trying to get them to commit to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And in the media, we've heard that he has now gone to watch Kazeem Olaigbe of Stade Rennes in France, as well as George Ilenikhena of AS Monaco, also in France. Kazeem Olaigbe is a Belgian youth international, so his case is a bit different. He was playing for Cercle Bruges, and he just made a move earlier this year to join Stade Rennais in France. Whereas George Ilenikhena is somebody that people have kind of been paying attention to throughout this season. You know, playing for AS Monaco, young boy. He's seems to be ready to play for Nigeria, and it's only a matter of time before when they eventually choose to invite him. But I mean, like when you hear these players, I mean, do they get you excited? Are they players that you want to be part of the team? And do you think that they will be good additions to the team?
I think from a reliable source, from a reliable source, he will look for a way to get to it's a clear he likes. When you say all this French connection, he lives in France. And he works for the Super Eagles. He was on Canal Sport yesterday. Also discussing about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So he's even becoming more popular. In France because he's working for Nigeria. So that lets him have that fame. So he went to just to watch him because he's a super good player played against. I think it was the Olympic Marseille also. I think Monaco Marcel also. I think it was Monaco against Olympic Marcel. So he just wants to, see him to see how he actually what plays and now, if not now, how he can actually what help the Super Eagles in the future. He's a guy that we know is talented. We know, but he's still young. I think 18 years of age. So he still has a lot of things to actually want to learn. And when he was brought on before his injury, had been very good for Olympic for what's it called for
AS
AS Monaco.
Monaco. Mm.
AS Monaco. So for me, I think it's a guy that he thinks that might be of interest. When he realized that some strikers might not be back up very well to the
Mm.
man himself, Victor Osimhen, and also the right wing has been problematic to Nigeria, not only since Samuel Chukwueze has been playing that position. So I think there have been calls for getting different players in the teller, other players to actually play that position. I don't think he wants we attack through our left too much.
Mm.
The right hand is just dormant. If you check the two games we played against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, the right hand side is just too. There's nothing there, nothing happening there. With due respect to Sai Samuel and Yukwueze and that area. There were not fully enough strings there. I think he wants to look for a way to be able to exploit both areas, and see exactly how he can actually make use of that area. That's why, Kazeem Olaigbe becomes very important. It's a guy very young, he's got pace, and the issue is that he's very aggressive and can also play. You just need that hunger to play for the national team. And I think that it's right to try to talk to them. And I think that he might not be able to include them in the June. He might include Ilenikhena in the June friendly because League One will finish early around May 17 or so. So he might try to include him, but Kazeem Olaigbe might probably still need clearance. Ilenikhena does not need clearance to play for Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are two players that Olaigbe I haven't been paying close attention to, but I went to watch his
Mm-hmm.
analysis and look at him a bit closer. But Ilenikhena, of course, I've been following him very well this season. I'll start with Ilenikhena. He's a very talented young boy. He's 18 years of age. He can finish well,
Mm-hmm.
but I honestly think that there are still quite a number of gaps in his game
Yeah.
in terms of his hold up play, linking up with his teammates. He's moving the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's not quite good at those things. He's a very good player in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He's quite tall. He's good
Mm-hmm.
in the air. He has a little bit of strength. But I don't think he's necessarily complete yet to come and improve the Super Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Kazeem Olaigbe is a bit different. I was watching his videos trying to analyze his play. The boy can dribble.
Yeah.
his dribbling ability is something to be excited about. He
Yeah.
can beat players
Hmm.
and he can play a final ball.
Yes.
Where can he play a final ball? Like
Yeah.
exciting final balls, not something that you're like, oh, because when I watch, you mentioned Chukwueze, when I watch Chukwueze sometimes, I'm just like, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
Hmm.
But Olaigbe plays a very good final ball. So when
Hmm.
I was watching him, that got me somewhat happy, somewhat excited about his play. The
Yeah.
only thing though, Smith, like if we're talking about him playing as a replacement for Samuel Chukwueze,
Hmm.
he plays mostly from the left wing,
Hmm.
Olaigbe. Most of the games, I think he has played only one game starting from the right wing.
Hmm.
Sometimes he has a tendency to drift towards the left wing, right wing, but most of the time his starting position is from the left wing. That's where he does a lot of damage. So
Hmm.
I'm like, is it going to be a situation like we have with Simon, like we have with it will be whereby we call it left winger, but we play them out of position, and then maybe he might not be able to do his best. I don't know what that's going to look like.
I just
Um,
think that the energy he's going to bring is different from the options you actually would have there. One
mm,
is rapid. He wants to play. He's young. From I think one of the things that I think Chikweze is not really, is I think Chikweze is not really helping us. Is that it's like he's losing his space. A lot of people don't know that he's losing that one slightly. And then what separates Chukwueze from Kazim Adeyemi? Is it Karim Adeyemi? The guy from Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
Karen.
Karim Adeyemi. What separates them? Is the pace and the energy. Chukwueze doesn't have that. Even if you don't have energy, you can dribble. You don't have the final ball. You're not a receiver. Okay, that's okay. You're not Joan Mata, or Bernardo Silva. You're not that type of player. You're not as technical as them.
Mm,
Eh? And you are not even rapid. So there's a lot of things I just think that area we need to actually want to improve on. So for me, him coming, I think is going to be a improvement on the AC Milan player.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think, on the counter, he's somebody that would be a very good player for us if
Yeah.
he has space and time to run into the ball. He can
Hmm.
win free kicks, he can threaten players. It's one of those players that if he's running at you as a fullback, you just know you need to be careful. You cannot just rush into anything. He has that threat. And I mean, he's only 22 years old.
Yes.
So he's somebody that we still expect to improve as
Yeah.
time goes on and he plays more games.
Yeah.
He hasn't started that
Um,
many games for Stade Rennais. He was
just
playing.
move on, Harry.
Yeah, but again, he's young, so we're expecting that he'll eventually earn his spot and he will do better. But it's just something to note. I mean, if the coach is watching him, let's see how he continues to develop. Like you said, I wouldn't expect to see him in May, but potentially in the future he can be part of it. Ilenikhena probably in May. And even though I said that I'm not really like excited about Ilenikhena right now, I will say this: the friendlies in May an opportunity for the coach to test out new players.
Mm-hmm.
While I think players like Boniface, I think that they are good players and they still deserve a chance. I also believe that nobody should feel comfortable to just think that, oh, even if I'm not playing well, I'm always just going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are other people that the coach wants to try out that will
Mm-hmm.
maybe light a fire under Boniface's bomb, or light a fire under Rokodare, light a fire under Awoni, light a fire over whoever the option is, to just let them know that, see, if I don't step up, somebody else is here that is going to take my spot. For
Mm-hmm.
that, I think it would be good to give him a chance, see what the boy can offer. Maybe he can show some good quality, and who knows, he can display somebody else.
Yeah.
So for me, I still think he has a lot that he needs to improve on, but I'm not opposed at all to seeing him in the national team. I'm not opposed at all. And hopefully he turns into a proper striker for both club, for country, and does well in his career.
Yeah.